Once again, my name is Clyde Gaskins here, and we're a Snack Attack studio here. My special guest star today, we got Glyn Ottofy, who's in team poker. He's going to explain what he does and what he loves to do for all of you out there watching. And Glyn, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Clyde.
All
right,
righty.
Good to be here.
Let him know what you do there out there, brother.
I own teampoker.com and a series of intellectual property that has put me in a position where I think I have the rest of the people covered as far as team play in poker. And basically what it is in 1997, I got the idea playing poker at the Blackhawk casinos that people were getting parts of each other. And I thought, well, this could be formalized. And so I started the process. I got the teampoker.com and started copywriting it. And then I got a registered mark for card games, Team Poker, in 2005. And then I got a patent in 2010. And just recently I bought the World Team Poker Championship registered mark, or register it. And what I want to do is build through partnerships and licensing through places like the World Series of Poker, World Poker Tour, or my partners in Australia Poker Tour. They've been running the 5-person team championship since 2018. So that's the general idea, is to bring team poker to the poker world and advance it as a good way to play poker. So it's real simple. I use 5th grade math, Clyde, so I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Yeah, I'm going to try.
Okay, it's 5th grade math, man. I don't know.
Boy.
So, scoring. There's 2 ways to score and decide winners. One is the points. Okay, now the points are collected off the inverse of the individual finish position. So it's just like a normal tournament. You play poker the same way, then you have a finish position. Wherever they start the count, the first guy out gets 1 point, and if they're counting to 100 or 300, the last guy gets that big number. And then the team score is compiled by, let's say there's 3 people per team. Mm-hmm. Those 3 points would be added together, and you would have a team score.
Oh, okay.
Okay, it's the inverse of the finish. So the IFP is really all you need. That's the key right there.
Okay.
Anytime you can get the IFP in a count, you could overlay a team event. And that's real critical because it could play really well with prop betting and that kind of thing. So, so that's the scoring part of it. Now, there's also, you could play flag team poker. And all that is the top individual finish position determines the team finish position. And so if you and I are playing together, you win the tournament, but I'm first guy out, but I still win with you.
You're on my team, right?
I'm on your team.
Yeah.
You know, and if the number, because you're carrying the flag, you doesn't worry about points, right?
Okay.
You stake the plank at the final table.
Oh,
you're playing for America, or you're playing for Clyde Ottofy, right?
Hey, can I interrupt you then?
No, I want to know.
Tell me if I'm right here. Let's say me, you, and Daniel Legrand are on the same team, and me and Daniel get knocked out, but you win it.
Right.
It doesn't matter that we got knocked out because you won it.
You're going to split the prize pool for the team size.
All right, guys, you hear that? All right, keep going.
Pretty
Makes
cool
sense.
thing, right?
That might be one of the questions.
The key about it is, in the beginning, you got to decide how much does the individual side get, how much does the team side get. So for talking purposes, let's say 60 the team, 40 for the individual. So you got to have a payout schedule. You know, everything's got to be published and understood, just like any tournament.
Right.
Okay, so that's the basic of how you win, points or flag. Now, there's a possibility of a team handicap. Well, what's a team handicap? Yeah. Well, it's basically a reverse handicap, is what I call it, because you can maximize your skill by, instead of saying 3 of us playing, I'm going to play by myself and I'm going to pay the full entry fee. Okay.
Okay.
If I win, if I carry the flag, or if I get the points, I get all the money on both sides. I get the individual side and I get the team side. You could play with 2 players, and the way you do that is you level the playing field at the end by the points. Now, you take the number of players allowed by the actual number, and you multiply it by the points, and then you get the final points.
Oh, okay.
It's basic 5th grade math to level the playing fields. So you could play with a less number. That's really good for prop betting too, because you could have one person against the field. You say,
Okay.
and if I beat the field, which as an example, I played in the Ladies Poker Hall of Fame, I took 52nd, and it was 200 players roughly. Well, one reason I took 52nd because I entered late. Okay, we won't count that, but I beat the field. I beat half the field, so I could have maybe bet on that as a prop bet, let's say, or it could be. And I know Daniel does fantasy stuff, I think, or does some stuff like that.
A lot of them do.
Yeah, and this is perfect for that. And it formalizes it because any size team is possible. One person, or you could have class teams, women versus men. All you got to do is find the field and divide it by multiply the points. Or you could do flag and then it's a winner. So this is a little more complicated. You're kind of looking at me like maybe you don't quite understand.
I'm thinking of questions that people out there watching may ask.
What is the handicap?
And one of my questions is, does this happen at like one casino, or can I play at one casino and they could play at another and it's still a battle, or do we have to be at the same casino?
You could do that. That would be online, and you'd have to do. That's possible too. This could be used for online, or it could be for live. It's for both, really.
Okay, all right.
I built a charity prototype for online that I think is pretty cool, but. So I'm going to show you an example once we're done here. So rather than talk more about I'm going to show you a handicap.
Okay.
So the seating protocol. Okay. Now here, Poker TDA 2010, one person per, individual sport. Team poker is individual. And I'm going, well, it is. But hey, by the way, you can score as teams and you don't have to play on the same table to do that. You can consolidate and play on different tables. So at the end, you might have a couple extra tables, but in the big tournament, it wouldn't matter. You're going to, now in a small tournament, you're going to have lesser people, 1 to 2 players, or 2 players or 3 players. So the odds of having more tables. I know casinos don't want to have extra tables, so that's what I'm trying to talk, that there could be that possibility, but
I got another good question for you.
Yes, sir.
And it's always good because like I said,
you're a dealer.
I'm thinking what other people may be thinking right now.
Right.
If we're on a team and there's 3 of us playing in the same tournament, we don't want to be at the same table.
You don't want to be at the same table.
So how would you arrange that?
Well, it'd be no contact. And you can build it right into the software. Casinoware.net has it right in their software.
Okay.
So when they go to move someone, you go, no, you can't sit at that table. You got to sit over this. So I need to partner with not only the casinos, but I need to partner with the guys who do the software.
I see.
And there's a couple of big ones. And I'm actually I'm in their peripheria, I'm starting to come into focus a little bit with these guys. So yeah, that's
okay. I think I'm getting the understanding.
You got some good questions there, Clay.
Well, that's what I think that the people out there watching are going to ask. Yeah. Because I think you already know they have a tag team at the World Series of Poker.
Yeah, and this could be used with tag team, but this is not tag team. Everybody's playing in the same tournament.
Right.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, in fact, they tried to call it tag team poker, and I said, you can't call it tag team poker. You can call it tag team,
Yeah.
That was one of my little disputes with the World Series. But anyway, so that's, any questions so far? Right?
Well, I'll tell you the difference between this and that tag team, okay? Because when I've been asked many a times to be part of a tag team.
Who wants to stop playing?
Right.
Who wants to stop playing? Yeah, exactly.
That's the point. Why the heck would I want to get in a tag team and then not get to play?
So I go back to when I started this. If people were getting parts of each other,
Yeah.
And that's what I go, well, wait a minute, we'll formalize it. And you'll know, so you're known ahead of time, you're a teammate. And then the collusion factor never comes in because you're on a teammate. Plus collusion, if you do full contact, I think the pros might like that somewhat. Like you and I on the same team, and we're on the same table with 2 other people of the same team. It'd be interesting, it would be. It'd be interesting.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, but it would be known. It wouldn't really fit the definition of collusion because it's known. Collusion is
because
like
everyone
secret.
knows on whose team.
Everybody knows his own team. So if you're giving baseball signals or something, the guy's going to be watching you. So anyway, that would be another way. But I think people with money, playing for big money, you're going to want to do no contact. I think, but then again, full contact could be fun too. So,
I see. I'm getting it. I've gotten to understand it now. I'll tell you that. All right, you got some more information for us here.
This is sort of a wrap up of.
Oh, it's gonna fall backwards.
Oh yeah, that guy.
We'll be all right.
It'll be a collision here. I'll get it to the side here.
You need me to help you there? Or? That's okay.
I got some duct tape on this thing. So
okay. All right, now we're good. That should be good.
So, basically, I'm taking it to the next level. I'm saying, well, see, here's my partner in the U.S. I have the Australian Poker Tour is playing the game too.
Okay.
They have, but so I'm envisioning this as a poker sports model. We've taken it from the game, which is team poker. Now we want to have teams. We want people playing. So we want to have groups forming, and this would be a registration and licensing process that we could start with charity. And I actually built a prototype where you register team, and the way you control it is by the control of the names. So the reason I brought this, you know who these guys are?
I get it. Have it closer to see.
Yes, sir. It's got the name on there. So this is the group that God, what's their name? Hinden Mob. Hinden Mob. Okay.
Oh, it's the Hinden Mob?
Yeah. So okay. So why did I bring the Hinden Mob? Okay.
Because,
who does Team Hinden Mob?
Nobody that I know.
Nobody does a Team Hinden Mob. Glenn does a Team Hinden Mob right here. We're building it. See, I got the rights to it.
All right. I understand. Yes.
So you can, if you, here's what the way I see it. Anyone can start a club and own the teams. Anyone. Clyde can start teams and own them. You go online, you register on teampoker.com in the charity area. You can play charity or you can advance then, and we start building the licensing concept to a world team poker championship. And that's what it needs to get to. And I put it on the other slide, but
I understand.
Build to a world championship, and then you have the state championships and local championships. But I don't envision this taking over poker, but it could be like 5 to 10% of poker. Play it, that kind of thing. So, I thought we'd do. Are you kind of?
Yeah.
Any questions throw at me? Because what I thought we'd do is just take this and do some examples.
You might need me to come up.
No, sit down, Clyde. I can do this.
Yeah,
I'm just going to do this.
Yeah.
So you're going to be the tournament director. I want you to build a team of 3 people and use it. You're going to do. Okay, so we just got to decide as a tournament director how we're going to build this.
So you want me to give you what? 3
Well,
pros?
let's just talk. You and I are going to develop a team.
All right, I'm going to give you a team. Then.
The team. I'm going to give you an example. And the example I actually put on this piece of paper right here, but it's a 3-person. So it's going to be 3-person.
Okay.
And it's going to be a team poker mixed. Okay. By that, you can play 1 to 3 people per team. Okay. You can play any mixed game. So it'll be like horse, whatever.
Okay. Deuce to 7.
And then you're going to use the handicap, which we already talked about. And we're going to play the game, and you're going to get points, or we're going to play flag because that's easier.
Okay.
So people show, and we're going to decide based on how many people we think are going to be there. We're going to split the prize pool 60-40, 60 to teams, and then 40 to individuals.
Okay.
And then at the end, since it's flag, the winner puts the team side 60-40, and maybe you have 5 payouts.
Okay.
There, maybe you have 10 on the individual, and then the game is done. You just like any tournament, you take the individual finish positions. Now, it's 5th grade math, but if you have a lot of teams, it's going to be a lot of adding and subtracting.
Right.
That's why this really should be built into the software. Ideally, you want it into Genesis Bravo software that does the World Series, or you want it into Atlas Poker John that does his software. Because, but the flag makes it real simple, though, because then there's not a whole lot of math, too. So if you do the points, you're going to have it probably in the software. If you use flag, you don't need software so much.
Okay.
That's sort of a nutshell what it's all about. And I know that's pretty bad.
That's okay. Hey,
but
you're getting it out there where people know about it. You never know what could come up.
Yeah.
A lot of players. I know during the World Series, they get people to be on their team. So this kind of reminds me of a little bit. Now remember, it's under. They have it like a draft. Okay, I know Daniel's one of them that does it. And what they do, they draft players they know are going to play a lot of events. So in this one here, you're talking about teams. I assume, let's just say I got me and Justin Sylvia and Dan Smith and Lucky Chewy on my team. Okay. And I'm playing in this. Once again, if one of us three win, we would get the 60. Am I right?
Yeah, if you're playing flag, then you would split the 60.
That's what I thought.
And then depending on where you end up.
But let's say Justin Sylvia wins. Not only would he get that, he would get this.
He would get the largest portion of it.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm getting it now.
Whatever portion of it would be,
Okay, I understand what you're saying now.
He's going to probably play 10 people here and 5, maybe it's 10-5. I mean.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So he would actually get a little bit of both because he's on my team.
Yeah.
Okay.
He could sweep, I mean,
he could.
Depending on the size of the tournament.
Some of the players I deal to, all of them could sweep. Believe me, they're all pretty damn good.
I bet.
All right, I think you got your point across here. I mean,
yeah.
How's it working over in the other countries again? You got somebody already doing it, right?
Yeah, the Australian Poker Tour. They played they have their national team championship. It's men and women, and they just form 5 people. And I don't know, 5 seems to be a good number for that kind of
a team. You mean 5 on a team?
Well, because of a national championship.
Oh, okay.
But see, I like the handicap. I would go 3 to 5, or something like that. See?
Yeah.
See, then you could 3 better players might try to reverse handicap, do better and get more money. That's the idea. More money per seat when you use the handicap, right? Because if it could be 5 players and only 3 are playing, then it's more money per seat in the event. So
years ago, and I mean years ago now, I was on a pool team and there was a handicap involved.
Okay.
And
interesting.
And our team was pretty good. And we were always spotting the other team 8 balls, 7 balls. I mean, lots of balls. Now, per rack, you can get 10 points.
Right.
Okay.
But that's like a regular handicap. That's when you're poor. That's when you're not playing so well, or you don't have the money to buy yourself in at a higher level.
See, you're beating me to the point. You're beating me to the point I was getting ready to say.
The pros are going to like this, I think.
That's what I'm saying. You beat the point I was talking about. Yeah. So when we played in this this pool thing, we had to cover the spread every game, and that's not easy to do.
No.
If one of your players on your team lost, and we're spotting them 8 balls, and they just beat you 10-2, and you only knocked in 2 balls, we got to make up 18 balls all of a sudden. So
think of that, your analogy, and think of it. You're both putting the same amount of money in, but you're just playing with less guys, and you have the same.
That's what results. That is exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why I call it a reverse handicap. It really isn't.
And if I'm right, according to what I think I'm getting from you, you could just be your own team too.
Theoretically.
Play by yourself? Is that it?
Yeah, but the tournament director has to structure that in the beginning because you have to know what team size it is. It could be 1 to 3 or it could be 3 to 5, whatever it is. See,
I got another great question now.
All right.
You're getting me going now.
All right.
You get me interested.
Okay.
Could there be a team of 3 and a team of 5?
Yeah.
In the same tournament?
Yeah.
There we go. I know that would be one of your guys' questions. Also, could you have a team of 2 against a team of 4?
Yes.
Do you have to have a certain amount of people on your team?
That's what the tournament director has to decide. That's why he has to decide a min and a max, and I didn't really go into that in depth, but he's got to do a minimum and a maximum structure of the team. Once he decides, it could be 1 to 5, 1 to 2, could be you have to have 3 players, period,
It could be that way.
Could be you have to have 3. Well, then that's the reason why I came up with this handicap. I'm thinking, what if somebody doesn't show up? If you do this over a course of time and you have 5 players or 4 players and the 3rd guy doesn't show up, it's like, well, if you build a handicap in, maybe you could at least work around it at some level. if you do a series of things, but it's good for individually too.
Let's say we have a tournament. There's 100 people in the tournament.
Yeah.
Not all of them are on the team poker, but does them stats still count for the people that are in the team poker? For example, we got 5 teams in this tournament. We got 3 teams of 3 and 2 teams of 5 that's in the tournament. The rest of the players are not in this.
Well,
how does that coincide?
Well, you could structure
with the
it. The
points?
tournament director could structure it that way. He would just say that there would, in other words, the team prize pool would be separate, and then you could just have 2 separate prize pools that way. You could do that. I hadn't.
Okay. I think I'm getting.
I usually put it. I usually think of it together but you could do it just like that.
I'm just saying. I don't think every player in a tournament would be in the team poker thing. So I wonder how that would pay.
No,
in. That's what I'm wondering.
Well, that's why also the handicap works. The 1 to 3. The 1 to 4. You can 2 to 4. I like that number too. But then anytime you get above 1, you're playing as with another person.
Okay.
And I know you don't like that. You're an individual.
I just play. I can't help it.
No, I get it,
sir. I've played poker. For so many years.
But see, the beauty is you can team poker allows you to play individually if they structure.
If you want, if the
structure is like that.
Yeah.
And see, I see satellites as a lot of 1 to 2s, 1 to 3s, 2 to 3, that kind of number on satellite team poker.
Okay.
And then bigger events, maybe it's 3 to 5, or maybe you just say you got to have 5 people, that sort of thing. But I really do like the handicap, and I think the players will like it.
Well, yeah. I mean, so, when I deal poker, and which I do every day, I work at Aria, a lot of the players there are really good. And when I go play at other places, you could see the difference in the level. That's where the handicap would come in. And most players that are new at the game, not all, but most of them, they only know one move. Pre-flop, it's either fold or all in. Especially, they don't know how to play after the flop.
Well, yeah.
That's the thing about
tough,
weak players. They have no clue how much to bet. What should they do? Should I move all in? Should I fold on any bet? They don't know. That's where I believe the handicap would come in for the players that are not advanced. So I would think having the handicap would benefit all players, not just the good players. Am I right?
Yeah, theoretically. Yeah. I mean, and it has to do with how much you want to pay to sit down and play too.
Yeah.
Whether you want to get a group together or, you think you got the money to do it and maybe you feel like you got the play to do, individually or with less players. Yeah.
Okay. I'm starting to understand a lot more now than I did before. So, you know what? If we had this going live, where we could have people come in and ask questions would be good too. But I think I've come up with some good questions.
You have, all the ones that are important. Yeah.
This brain sometimes works. I don't know. Sometimes it wants to work. Sometimes it says, "What you doing to me, buddy?"
Yeah, that's true of all of us, I think, isn't it?
Yeah. But a lot of people that play poker and love poker, they're always up for new challenges and new things. So you never know. You might, after I post this, you may end up getting a lot of people interested.
Well, yeah, I think people are interested. It's just I haven't found the right niche. I always say I'm on God's time. When it's the right time, it'll all fall into place. But getting in front of people and explaining what this is about, and it's a scoring system, and it's not about collusion. In fact, it's anything but collusion. Everything's known. Everybody knows who's on what team. Yeah, and the prop aspect of it, could be huge too. I think for casinos, and it could be even like with a betting place, like a Hill or whatever, could use something like this.
So, for the average person out there, how would they get into doing this? Do they need to find a tournament director? Do they need to find players that want to do it? How would they go about to get into this?
Well, I think I need to work through casinos. I mean, anybody can use this in a home game. It's free, take this and use it at home, and it's free. I call it free for branding, for charities. If you want to use it for charity, like charity. See, I think this is perfect for charities. You get celebrities going at each other for their charity. and they have their team, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you can play flag or whatever you want.
I get it.
On one side,
that'd be great for charity, a matter of fact.
It's perfect for charity.
Because if you got this person wants to give to charity for this, and this person wants to do charity for something
might give
else.
both.
Hey, let's battle this out. See where the money's going to
Some people have
help.
a lot of money. They can throw it around. Right? Yeah, that's the idea. And you get them competing, but it's a matter of getting it out in front of people. And so one of the things I built when I did this poker thing, on the charity thing, that my prototype was I had a standard rank. Nobody has a standard rank. 1 to 5, 10 players, and you play so many times, and you get a beauty rank.
Right.
You get a beauty rank, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And an average player can go on there and play 10 times and go, man, I'm not very good. I'm in 3 and 4 or whatever. Good guys are, 5. They're going to be. So it's a standard rank. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Have you?
I tell you what, you're bringing back a lot of things when it comes to this. When I was younger, I used to run tournaments in Ohio, and we had a point system like you're talking here.
Okay.
Where, by the way, I had a lot of players. I had like 100 players. It was big. It was pretty nice. Now it's before I moved out here to Vegas. But we had a point system where first point, whoever won got 15 points. Second place got 12. And then third got 10. And then it went 8, 7, 6 down to the top 10. And then through 13 weeks of play, they added their points.
Yeah.
So that's basically what this reminds me of.
Yeah, it's similar concept. Yeah.
And, it was just a fun thing back then. And man, I can't believe it's been that many years ago.
Yeah. Now, did you have a prize pool with that or just overlay it? So you gave prizes?
No, you said it. We had, God, I'm trying to remember. It's been so long ago.
Would you give a certain percentage of the rake to it or something? Or?
No. There was no rake.
Okay.
There was no rake, sir.
Right. Yeah,
no rake at all.
I get it. Yeah.
So we couldn't get in trouble.
Yeah.
But when we did the point system, when it came down to the championship week, if you had led in points, then you get a better deal than the person who didn't have points. Now you still get in the tournament.
Yeah.
The tournament,
maybe less buy-in.
Remember this? God dang, I can't believe it's been that long
20 years
ago. Damn near.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's unreal. But there was a point system, and the top 10 usually got like $5 off their entry because once again, there was no cutting, there was no raking. But it was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun. It was a lot of work for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a lot of work there.
And probably the better players tended towards, be at the top. Typically,
well, year after year, yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not always, right?
not always.
It's
because,
poker, right?
Because you got to admit, there's still luck involved.
Oh,
I mean,
a lot of luck,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you play a lot of poker, by the way?
I used to. I don't as much anymore because I was my wife's caretaker up until recently and just didn't have the time. But, I do love the game. Over the years, I talk about, I played everywhere.
You can't tell I love it, can you?
No. I got a poker lover.
Boy, right here.
That's good. But,
poker's my life. And when you said, hey, Clyde, let me come on your podcast, I thought, this is going to be interesting, I think. Team poker, I've never heard anything about it. So now the whole world is going to end up knowing about it here.
Yeah, well, it's, I think it, has potential. It has potential.
All right, here's an example. I'm going to give you another example. Let's say Desert Inn. I don't even know if they still have a poker room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, or not Desert Inn, but Sahara. Do they still have their poker room?
I'm not sure. I think they don't.
But let's say,
maybe they do.
Let's just say once a week they have your team poker thing going on. And everybody knows, like on a Wednesday, this is it. And they're going to start running it once a week.
Yeah.
Is that good enough? Is that a start? Or
That's a start, yeah.
Do you need it to run every time they have a tournament?
Well, that would be nice. I mean, you got to start somewhere, right?
Okay.
I think the proof of concept, I've kind of done that with the Australian people and with Loopy right there.
Yeah.
Her deal. I mean, she did that. I mean, they did 40 teams in like.
Wow. 40 teams.
She filled the thing in like half a week.
No
as soon as she announced it, they're on it, I mean,
wow. Are you going to be doing that again for them?
Well, yeah, I license to her. I give her a really nice license deal, and she runs it. So that's it. My plan is to license just like a regular game table would license.
Okay.
So if Genesis Bravo, let's say I do a deal with them and they're running at the World Series, I get maybe so much a table, so much a person, maybe, $1 a head or whatever. And I don't, right now I just need to get
well, what I'm getting at, I mean, let's just use my example for where I work at Aria.
Yeah.
Let's say, okay, from now on Wednesday, we're going to have a team poker deal.
Okay.
And they're going to know it's going to be run once a week.
All right.
If that ended up getting bigger, all of a sudden you're doing it more than once a week, right?
Yeah, and everybody would want to do it in their casinos, because it's popular.
Because it'll catch on, right?
People like to play, handicap with 1 to 3 or whatever,
Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I could see that happening with teams wanting to be at 3. I don't know if I'd want to be on a 5-teamer.
Yeah, 5 always seem too big to me too.
Yeah.
But
I could see me having a couple buddies. Hey, let's try this.
Yeah, and 1 to 3.
How many people have 5 friends, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah, it's tough nowadays.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting what you're talking about here today, and it seems like you started this a long time ago.
Yeah,
and you're still trying to get it
took
going.
Took it serious,
Yeah.
I haven't backed off on it,
And this
I could have backed away a long time.
2025.
Yeah,
this is 2025, and you're still trying to do it.
Yeah.
So age has nothing to do with it. doesn't
That's
it?
right. That's right, Clyde.
That's what I keep saying too about what I do.
Just
a lot of people go, "Well, Clyde, look how old you are."
Yeah, if you
That's
stop,
just a number, folks.
yeah, you stop working, that's when you get old.
Exactly. When you quit using your mind and your body, you will deteriorate. And next thing you know, you can't think, you can't move.
Got to keep moving. Clyde.
I remember my brother when he lost his leg. He just quit trying, and unfortunately, but that's when that's something I learned from that. Like, he could have probably started eating better and trying, but he didn't really care, and you could see it. It's like,
it can be tough sometimes.
Yeah, it's life's not easy.
It isn't easy. No, it isn't.
How my life has changed the last year has been unbelievable. I still can't believe it, and I thank God all the time for what's going on in my life right now. It's just amazing. But see, I like this about you. I mean, I don't know how old you are. How old are you, buddy?
75.
He is 75, and this guy's still shooting for this. Think about this.
Well, I got investors too. So.
I understand, but still.
No,
I mean,
it's mostly mine, and I want it to be successful. I want my legacy to be, it moved on. If I sell it or if I do anything, just make it work somehow. That's where I'm at. Because I lost my wife a couple years ago, and it's like, time moves on. You can't be around forever.
Life.
But this should be successful in my lifetime. That's what so I still go do it.
I go to bed, I wake up, I'm a kid. Yeah. I'm playing. I go to bed and I wake up, next thing you know, you're married. You go to bed and you wake up, next thing you know, you're a damn grandpa. Yeah. And then you're thinking,
whoa, dude.
Wow, where the hell did my time go? I mean, where did my life go?
Yeah, it flashes by, doesn't it?
It's like, wow. And I'm still wild over that. I can't believe how quick my life went by. I don't feel like I'm too old to do what I need to do, even though getting up and down steps is a lot harder than what it used to be.
I hate steps,
Yeah. But that's pretty interesting. We'll see what happens. See what you guys want to do. Is there like a phone number or something they call it? How do they get in touch with you?
My website, if you go to teampoker.com, it's right on there. It's it's Glyn at teampoker.com, Glyn. And check out the website because it explains, in
everything.
Detail. Yeah, okay. One of the things about owning intellectual property is you have to disclose what it is, and then you have to go get it. You disclose it to people. I published in 2004 in Card Player my what I was doing. So I mean, I've been out there. People say, well, I don't know about you. Well, I mean, I can't tell everybody. Right. It's just
it's crazy somehow.
Man, being on Clyde's will get it out there.
Well, it should. I mean, I know. I enjoy doing this. I have a blast to talk anything to do with poker, and I could see this working really well for charity, like we were talking earlier.
Yeah.
I could see
celebrity teams. Yeah,
I could see it. Really
and then the celebrity teams get their teams. They everybody show up, and then you don't have to donate. But you could donate, and then you play the game, or you donate and play the game, and you try to get big numbers there, and then you work with the numbers.
Yeah, I could see it really working. 3 teams, especially 3 people on a team.
Yeah, I like the
think
number
more
3.
than 3
4 is good.
4 is pretty good, but I think anything over 4 might be too many teammates.
Yeah, I
But
do. I mean, that's
just
what I
me.
think too.
Basketball,
I
you
think-
know, you got to have 5 in basketball, but
Yeah, this isn't basketball.
you got a good poker story to tell me though. And you got one of those?
Oh, I got a couple. Yeah,
let
maybe
me hear one real quick before we have to get off here. Come on.
Well, okay. Okay. Johnny Moss. I played cash game with Johnny Moss. Okay,
Wow.
Not the World Series, but the Horseshoe. Back in, I loved.
Okay.
Did you play at the old Horseshoe?
No, but I've been there and I
Oh my
went there to
God.
see when it first
It
started.
had an ambiance that you couldn't replace, right? I mean, it still
Okay.
does probably, but and I played against him in cash games. I had to, I'd be getting up to go to the bathroom. He'd be looking at me, "Why are you leaving, fish?" He didn't call me
Yeah.
fish, but he goes, "Hey, you're not supposed to be gone that long," And I actually was a pretty decent player, even though I came from a 2-5 table in Colorado. I could play with, but no, I thought it was pretty fun. He was a good, interesting guy, but he thought I shouldn't leave the table so much. There's that story.
Well, that's a good one. I mean,
Yeah, I played on with Daniel Negreanu and a couple of things. I put them all in once on a check raise. I put Daniel in. I only remember because it was Daniel. Daniel's not a hard guy to forget, because he's so talkative,
Yeah.
And anyway, I did that. That was on a satellite event.
Oh, okay.
So he had to rebuy. I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, no, and then Barbara, what's her name, was on the table. The gal that's Hall of Famer.
Oh, Barbara. Yeah, Barbara.
Enright.
Yeah.
It was some other people. No, but I've played quite a number of years. But then,
What about Slim? You played against Slim?
No,
Huh?
no.
Doyle?
No, but I saw Doyle play. I used to go watch him play in the room, with the guys, when I was playing cash games at the Bellagio and stuff. But
Did you ever go watch him in the main event when it was held there?
I've just seen pictures of it. I didn't watch him. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah.
But see, Helmuth, he was at the table one time and he won the event. It was a $3,000 no limit hold'em event. But I remember it was the first table I sat down on. He was on the other end, and some guy was smoking, and he just said, "No, this isn't going to work," And he called the manager over, and the guy had to quit smoking. I was kind of my hero back then.
I got lucky. I've never smoked.
That's such a bad.
That's
habit.
thanks to my mom. She used to smoke one after another. The
Both
world
of my parents
changed
did.
strain.
Oh, yeah.
She'd light one from the other. It was crazy.
I understand. My mom
I'm glad I
died
never
with a
got
cigarette
into
in her hand, yeah.
That's probably why I'm still living today. They asked me when I had my heart attack, "Hey, you ever smoke?" I said, "No."
No. Probably couldn't stand the smell of it, I bet.
I really couldn't.
Yeah, I'm the same way, yeah.
Stand it all.
I mean, they used to smoke in the car when you're driving.
Yeah.
I think times have changed, but
It has. Life goes by so quick.
too quick.
I'm
right.
telling you, I mean, like I said, I remember when my kids were just beginning to walk and now they're near 40. I mean,
it's like they're popping.
Mm-hmm.
Are they having kids too?
Well, yeah, I got grandkids.
Yeah.
I got 3 grandsons and 1 granddaughter.
Oh, that's so neat. Are they back in Ohio or are they?
My son is in Ohio, but unfortunately, I lost my daughter a few years back.
Sorry to
So,
hear that.
it's like you said, you never know. Not used to kids going before you.
No, it's not supposed to happen.
It's not. But
tell you, losing your wife before your husband is pretty tough too.
well, yeah, I can imagine.
But she
imagine.
was 72. I mean, and we had a great life. It was wonderful. That's one of the reasons why I didn't get into poker a whole lot, because I married this beautiful woman and we had a great life.
But
I always had it, on the side kind of thing, playing poker on the side.
Poker's great, but it can't be your everything. You got to have something else to
Gotta
go
have
with
something,
life. And everyone knows me by now. I love poker, but I like doing other things. I can't wait till I think I'm able to go golfing again.
Yeah,
I don't know when that's going to be, but listen, I've enjoyed you here today.
Clyde, you've been great.
You've
You answer all the
looks
right
like
questions.
you've let everybody know.
I'm sure everybody understands this now. Whatever that is. Flag, that's the important part.
I think the
points.
most interesting thing about your thing is that you could do it for charity too. And there's a lot of people need help out there for stuff.
Yes.
So
Yeah, it's free to charity. Free to charity.
it's wonderful stuff. So we're going to cut this off here.
Okay, so
Once again, I want to thank everyone for listening to this broadcast today. Glyn, it's been wonderful having you on the
thank you,
show.
sir.
And look
Pleasure.
forward to seeing you. I hope everything works out good. And may God bless everyone. And thank you for watching.
God bless everyone.
Thank you.